Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to Danny's Toy Box. Hope everybody's doing good on this Memorial Day. Karen and I got out for a little while, went for a walk, and didn't go where we planned on going. Went to the mall a bit closer than where we intended to go, but still far enough away. And her chair died on us once, or we were almost to where we were getting, and then once on the way home. And she was pretty pissed about it, and I don't really blame her. But it could have been worse. And while we were out, one of the places we stopped at was GameStop. And oh my God, I went in there and I was like a kid in a candy store. They had the new Ghost Rider out, the one with the fiery bike, although I wasn't paying $65 for it. But I had saw quite a few that I wanted to get, including I saw Marvel's The Owl, have him for my gangsters. Uh, Farrell from X-Force. She's one I need to help complete my X-Force roster. And as far as G.I. Joe Classified, they had a ton. They had the Night Viper, they had the Phase 2 Mole Rats, Blowtorch, Wetsuit, obviously, the female Crimson Guard, and there were several others I can't think of offhand. But I decided to go with Wetsuit because, bolster up my Joe Navy capabilities. And as soon as I saw him, I'm like, oh, there's one more for the underwater scene. And that underwater scene's already getting pretty crowded. But hey, this is one I was wanting to get. So we got number 179, Brian Wetsuit Forrest. Brian M. Forrest is the name, yeah. They only put Wetsuit on both the front and the back. They didn't put his name on there. And yes, I did look up the name before I did the video. Some of the Joes, I'll remember their names, and that one is one I actually had to take and look it up. But I figured I would add it in. And there's the man himself, passed out against Airborne. Oh, hey, Airborne, you should be reading your magazine there. All right, well, here's the man himself. First thing I gotta say is stellar nod to his original look. I mean, it's been a while since I've seen the old one, but this looks pretty damn true to the original. And I've gone through all the, knee bendings, ab crunches, and all that crap. I'm not going to bore you with that. So he's got a knife sheath on his left leg, pistol sheath on his right leg, and a Nala coming to say hi. Hi, sweetheart. Hey, Daddy's making a video. Yeah, you come to say hi? Are you going to stick around, or are you going to go somewhere other? You're not sure yet, are you? That's all right. Daddy forgot to turn on his light, too. I'm always glad when my kitties stop in to say hi in the middle of the video. Yes. Are you coming back? Huh? Looks like you're coming back. Are you coming back? Sorry about this, folks. Same thing as if one of your kids was to take and interrupt a video. You gotta stop and give them attention. She is just off the camera. Yep, there she is. You gonna put your 2 cents in, honey? Huh? Here, why don't I set that down? Alright, can Daddy get back on with the show, or do you want to sit down and watch? You want to sit down and watch? And you want to headbutt the phone? Alright, good girl. Alright. Daddy's gonna get back to it now. Let's see, I'll do it again. Knife sheath on the left leg, pistol sheath on the right. He's got lots and lots of different pouches, both on his web gear. Hello, Nala. Yeah, guys, she might just be a permanent fixture of this video. She seems in no hurry to go anywhere. But yeah, he's got the different pouches on the arms and stuff. And they even kind of, sort of gave his hair a curly look. There you go. Gave his hair a curly look. Though not quite froed or frizzied out as he looked in the cartoon. Yeah, pardon my cat's butt right there. We'll just kind of cover that up. And I really dig the emblem right there on his chest of his suit. I was already shedding her hair onto him. All right, sweetheart, I'll see you later. She just jumped down. And it's always cute when the kids want to stop by and say hi while I'm doing this. And I don't discourage it either. It's no different than if I was setting up one of my figure scenes and they wanted some attention. Pretty much the same thing. All right, we'll get back to Wetsuit now. And got his gear on the gear table. Actually, multi-purpose table. I use it for a lot of different stuff. We'll start off with this. I don't recall ever seeing this knife with any other figure. If I could pick the damn thing up. There we go. It's, you can see the blade. It's got like the notch part way down, and it's got the little hole in the handle there. It's kind of neat. This is definitely one I haven't seen from any of the classified figures yet, but then again, I don't get all of them, so I could be wrong. Then it comes to his pistol. And his pistol just went away. One moment, folks. Technical difficulties. Landed right back underneath the camera stand. Let's try that again. Get a little more light in there. There you go. Try to... Yeah, it doesn't have a trigger guard. And it does not have a blast port. You know what this puts me in mind of? Anybody out there that remembers the Marvel Universe from back in the 80s? The bio for Nick Fury said that one of his main weapons was a needle gun. And it looked a lot like this. Or it just shot, tiny explosive needles, which is kind of a cool idea. And could very well work for him. Either as like needles or maybe even like, I don't know, something a little more rocket propelled to get it to go through the water better. All right. We have his handheld underwater light, which was also a fixture from the one from back in the 80s. But even without going any further on this figure and the stuff that comes with him, he's already a plus, because Wetsuit came with the 80s Wetsuit came with no kind of weapon, and he might have had a knife either on his leg or on his ankle, like on his thigh or on his ankle, but I don't remember. But if it did, it was molded onto the figure and didn't come off. So that's already a plus. And I've got a couple extra of the guns, like what came with the Navy SEAL and Torpedo. So I could give one of those to him, because actually I think the Cobra figure, the Cobra Diver from that 2-pack came with one of those. So I could give that to him. Next we've got his backpack, which I'm assuming these dials are probably, dials, gauges for how much oxygen he's got in the tanks. And this actually pegs it in 3 spots. One in his back, and then two smaller ones in the back of his web belt. Make it stay on there a little bit tighter, a little bit better. So, in you go there, pal. And another that is already improvement on the original is his clearly his helmet comes off, and the tubes are, oh, that one just popped out. They're not like bendy, but you can manipulate them pretty good. Oops, sorry, had that all off camera. I was trying to bend this a little bit and I actually popped it all the way out of the mask, but it goes right back in. And it is clear plastic on the lenses, so you will be able to see his eyes. And this helmet's kind of the same concept as with Lifeline. It just doesn't give me as much trouble, you know, putting it on. Squeeze on the sides like that when you're first putting it on. It helps make it go a lot easier. That, and this one doesn't have a chin strap that I got to monkey around with. There. Now he's got his helmet on. Hose is all hooked up. So two holes at the top here, the backpack are for. And we got his flippers. Now see, I'd have to go and look, but I don't remember any of my other divers having the flippers quite like this. This actually looks like the ones that would come with that, was it the, whoop, doing that off camera, the Hydro Viper. I've only seen a picture or two of it, so I could be wrong. I'll stand on the table with his flip-flops on. This I'm not too sure about. It's the, whatever they call it, that pulls them through the water. And this is definitely 100% different from the one that he came with back in the 80s, because that thing was more of just like a solid triangle piece. And I think the handle was back here. Because it makes me wonder what they were thinking. Anyone say Norman Osborn? Well, from what the box shows, he's supposed to be holding it. So on the back of the box, he's actually only holding it with one hand and holding his light with the other. And I tried to recreate that scene just with the one hand, and the hand did not want to hold on to it. So we'll see how it does with both hands holding on to it. Get that thumb down under there. Whoop. That didn't go quite the way I intended it to. Let's try that again. Yeah, success and screw-ups. Live and in person. You can always count on that in my show. Yeah, this damn thing is really putting up a fight getting on there. That's why he may not be using this in the underwater scene if it's going to be this much of a pain in the ass to get him to hold it. Alright, there, he's holding it now. Get his feet pop back. And then he can just up and over. So yeah, definitely a good buy. Definitely worth getting. Oh, and hey, another bonus was I had $5 rewards on my GameStop, so he only cost me $23 and some change instead of the regular $27.99 now. But yeah, I am definitely pleased with this guy. I'm definitely pleased with this character. 100%. There's an improvement on the original, and with the gear and the way he was made and the way the gear was engineered, for want of a better term, Definitely worth it. I'd say this is a 10 out of 10. Absolutely. That and the fact that before even buying him, I already knew where he was going to go up. That helps too. Of course, that underwater scene's getting pretty full. Think I might be able to fit another couple in there, but not much more than that. Not without expanding on it. And that would entitle moving it to a different shelf and redoing the whole background and stuff. And that is not on the agenda right now. But I should still be able to fit him in there. So here is G.I. Joe Classified, Marvel Legends. What was your number? 179. Brian Wetsuit Forrest. Definitely a 10 out of 10. It's always a cool character, I thought, back in the day. Very, held very true to the character's look and his aesthetic. Gave him a couple of weapons instead of just his flashlight and his scooter thing. And I'm very pleased with it. Very, very pleased with it. Definitely glad I got it. And to think, for a little while there on the way home, I was kicking myself for not getting a second female Crimson Guard. I can always go back and hope it's there. Sorry about that, little sip of tea. Anyway, that's my take on Wetsuit. Great figure, definitely worth the buy, and grateful that I got it for a little bit under regular price as well. It's always a plus. Oh yeah, give you guys a little treat here. Look at what Airborne's reading. You can see it. If you can't, it's the Daily Bugle, based off of the first Spider-Man Tobey Maguire movie. Because they had some of the city scene stuff I got. There's a newspaper box there, and it had several of those newspapers in it. And I still have that one. I might have one other. Plus, I also have a totally different Daily Bugle that came with the old J. Jonah Jameson figure. And that's long gone, but I still got the newspaper. Well, that's about all I got for tonight, with the exception of, I'd like to say thanks to my friends who, sent some well wishes for my brother. For those that don't know, my brother's in the hospital right now. I just found out about it yesterday, and I'm here in Wisconsin. He's in Michigan, so it's not like I can just, drop everything and go visit. But without putting any of his information out there, his issue with his stomach, and they know what it is. It's being treated, and the best thing I can say is earlier when he talked to me, his white blood cell count has gone down. So that's a plus. That means that not only has his body been fighting it, it's accepting the medications, I would hope, and things are improving. And he's like me. He doesn't miss work unless he's really sick, really injured, or maybe something's about to fall off. Same thing with going to the doctors and going to the hospital. He was bolting through it for a couple of weeks. But yeah, brother's in the hospital. Nothing I can really do from here other than show support. And I just appreciate you guys that asked about him and said sorry about your brother being sick. But from what I hear, things are improving. Things are getting better. Well, all right, folks. Since this is technically Sunday night for me, night before I go back to work, I'm gonna wrap this up. And I'm sure there's stuff on here, stuff that I wanted to mention in this video that I can't remember right now. That's all right. I'll just take and add it to the next one. So again, that's my take on Wetsuit. A great figure. Very Holds very true to the original character. Improvements in, for one, his diving helmet coming off, him being given some weapons, and it's gonna look perfect in that underwater scene. And I'm pretty sure I know where he's gonna go already. He's gonna be behind a certain red-suited cobra who's about to take and use a sonic gun on everybody, and he's about to get a surprise himself. Something along those lines. I should probably one of these days take that whole thing apart and do a stop motion right up to the, at least up to where it's at right now. That would be a lot of fun. That'd be a hell of a lot of fun, but I'd need a bit of time to do it. But all right, folks, I'm going to wrap this up now and stop babbling. I keep saying that and keep talking anyway. But all right, you guys have a great Monday/Tuesday, however you want to look at it. Everybody's going back to work after the holiday weekend. I wish your first day back to work, if it's your first day back to work, hope it goes smooth, hope it goes fast, and the day gets over quickly. All right, folks, as always, I appreciate you guys stopping in by the Toy Box and leaving your likes and comments. And I always say it in damn near every video. I love when people send comments because I comment back to them and start a conversation or start a train of thought or something like that. And then the community for the collectors and creators of action figure stuff like that here on YouTube is pretty kick-ass. Everybody that I've met so far, great people. Absolutely. All right, folks, I'm going to shut up now and go have one last cigarette before I go to bed. All right, folks, talk to you soon. Still got that review for Jinx if she ever gets here. I will talk to you guys soon. Stay creative, stay kind. Everyone, take care.